gonna get this thing going, man. You guys know how I do. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat box. Thanks for those who are following the channel. Pretty much, this is Law Nations, and you guys know how it goes. I do film reviews, film sessions, any type of thing that's dealing with the Dallas Cowboys. I'm out here for the Mecca, for everybody out here who's in the mix. But we're gonna dive in. This was an episode, a request from a follower who's been following the channel for a long time. He said, "Hey, Law, what do you think about this undisputed topic here? Is that Prescott in a rude awakening of saying that he don't need a number one receiver and things like that?" So we're going to go over what the first take or undisputed, whatever they talking about. We understand that they need ratings. It's the Dallas Cowboys. Everybody love to have the Dallas Cowboys in their mouth. As they say, people love to talk trash about the Big D because they love to have it in their mouth. So that's just how it is, man. But shout out to everybody that's in the chat box and those who've been following the channel. Let's let this thing run.
Dak Prescott will enter the 2018 season with no Jason Witten and no Des Bryant, but Dak still seems confident. Recently he said, quote, "I don't know if any team in the league necessarily needs a number one receiver. It's all about getting the ball out, spreading the ball around, and keeping the defense on its toes."
True that.
Shannon, do you agree with Dak?
Skip, I really don't know how to answer this because in one sense, I get what he's trying to say. I have confidence in all my guys. The guy that gets open, that's who's going to get the ball.
There you
but
go.
Then again, that's kind of like a backhanded compliment. Alan Hearn said, "What the hell you think I am?" Cole Beasley say, "Hey, your boy, I'm your guy." So let me get this straight, Joe. I want to make sure I'm get this straight. Now, straight. Dak Prescott is a third-year guy saying we don't really need a number one receiver. Tom Brady got a number one receiver in Gronk. Aaron Rodgers has a number one receiver in Adams. Drew Brees has one in Michael Thomas. Big Ben has one in AB. Matt Ryan and Julio Jones. But a third-year guy, when we talk about guys that's won MVPs, been to Super Bowls, they have one. They need one, but Dak doesn't.
Hold on.
Well, y'all going places, Skip. Oh, Dak Prescott, he don't need no number one.
Hold on. Let me just stop right here and say this right here. What the hell he got on with them glasses? But neither here nor there. This is the thing too as well. This is what the media always love to do with the Dallas Cowboys. They love to twist the plot. And there's always try to force a narrative on who the Cowboys are and what this is all about. You remember, everybody who knows, who followed the Cowboys for a long time, everybody knows that all last year they were saying that Des Bryant is not the number one receiver no more. But now they get rid of Des Bryant. Now all of a sudden he's supposed to be the number one receiver. You can't have it both ways. And just like the thing is with Jason Witten. Remember, all last year the narrative with Jason Witten was he can't run, he's slow, he can't do a route that's beyond 5 or 6 yards, right? So now we're looking at the plot to twist it. Now we took those things out of their minds, and now they're saying, well, Dallas Cowboys don't have a number one receiver, things of that nature, right? But I'm telling you guys, the receivers that we do have, of course, you're not going to say, well, Alan Hearns, he's going to be like this blazing, lights out exposition guy. No, that's not the case, nor the scenario, not with Deontay Thompson, nor with Cole Beasley's of the worlds, Noah Brown, Cedric Wilson, even Gallup guy. Nobody's out there saying that these guys are going to be world class. But one thing I do know about this too as well, if we go back, and I do know that, see, he crafted this whole conversational piece when he threw in the fact that New England Patriots, he threw in Gronk. He said he's the number one receiver. I'll give him that. But Gronk normally lines up at the Y, and normally Gronk lines up at the inside. The outside guys for the New England Patriots are your Eldermans and the other guy. Really just not these guys that you're going to say, okay, I'll trade the form for these guys, right? But what I'm saying is that they trying to twist the narrative because really, let me know, I could be wrong, but the last time a dominant wide receiver to win a Super Bowl was, I had to go all the way back to 2006 or 2000, I think it was 2006, Colts. And it was Marvin Harrison, I think, and Reggie Wayne and them boys, and that was Peyton Manning throwing him the ball. So, I mean, if you want to really go back to that model, I'm telling you guys that diva receiver, that number one receiver, you rarely win Super Bowls. Of course, somebody gonna throw out the fact that the Giants had number 17, I forgot his name, the guy that shot himself in the leg. And of course, somebody else going to say San Antonio Holmes. But these guys wasn't really just like, okay, world-class number one. And then who was this guy from the Denver Broncos, number 88? Demarius Thomas, whatever his name is. I'm not really going to plague him as like world-class, everybody watch out for him type of receiver. But I digress. What I'm saying is this team, we doing the right thing. And that's the trend. We doing the right thing with this wide receiver core. But let me just listen to these guys a little bit more.
And on Tom Brady, D1, and Rodgers, and Breeze. Oh, they all going places. Y'all ain't going nowhere.
What exactly do you want the third-year quarterback to say publicly?
Exactly.
I'm dead without a number one receiver. We have no chance without a number one receiver.
He took a shot at Dez too, Skip.
How?
God, we don't need no number one. Because we ain't had one in the last 3 years, so why we need one now? That's what he tried to say, Skip.
Does he have a number one?
No. They don't have a.
Wait, does he have a number two? No.
Whoa.
Does he have a number three? I'm not even sure of that.
Well, Cole Beasley said we ain't got no elite quarterback either. So now what you want me to do about that?
He didn't say that.
Oh yeah, Cole Beasley, put that in a rap.
Look at the narrative, man. Trying to put Cole Beasley in the mix, talking about we don't have a number one or a quarterback and stuff like that. That's crazy. That's foolery.
No, because
yeah, put it in a rap. Huh?
You mean Eminem?
Yo,
oh, yeah.
No coleslaw.
Coleslaw.
Yeah, he with some cabbage and mayonnaise. That's all he is. He rap it.
So, I told you from the start, I did not love Jerry Jones' off-season moves because there weren't very many of them. I really did not love the Dallas Cowboys draft because it was pretty shaky, if not pathetic in the end.
Okay.
And yet, I still say Dak will be a little better.
Let me just stop right here for this old fake guy right here, Skip Bayless. The thing is, with this whole draft, we can't look at the draft with the number one pick that we had, like 19th overall pick in the draft. I understand that a lot of people would like to say, even me, were like, oh man, I didn't like LV at the time. But you got to look at the full picture. The Dallas Cowboys drafted everybody they needed. They needed a linebacker. They went and got that. They needed an additional guard play. Because anybody look back at last year's game, when that left guard went out or when Tyron Smith went out, it was just like we didn't have no depth control out there at all. So now we got pieces to put in place. Was it conventional the way we did? No, we got Will McClay. He's the guy that's going to make sure that everybody's in the right section, right? Will McClay is really doing his homework. As far as the wide receivers that we got, the Gallup guy, my God, that was a good pickup for us. That's real good. That's my pet cat. So watch out for Gallup. And then also, we needed a tight end that can block, an insurance blanket, just in case Rico Suave or Rico Gathers, or however you want to call his name, don't step it all the way up. And you can't just really sell everything on Blake Jarwin. So to me, Schultz was a good pick. Dorrance Armstrong was a really good insurance policy because you never know what Tapper going to do, right? We knew that Tapper just hurt just a couple weeks ago. We never know whether or not the NFL is really going to reinstate Randy Gregory. And we definitely don't know what David Irvin is going to do, whether or not he want to really play football, whether or not he's in shape. Bailey Irvin, you guys know what I'm talking about. So we got all these pieces and places with this draft. So collectively, I know everybody's saying that this draft was horrible, but we put people in places to elevate our team this year. Tavon Austin, the guy that can just really take the top off the defense, where we really need somebody who can beat the bracket coverage, somebody that you can put on finally on the reverse sweeps. You can call him a gadget player all you want, but I'm telling you guys right now, this guy, Tavon Austin, Ezekiel Elliott on the field at the same place at the same time, come on now, come on. It's really going to bust up this thing, and everybody talking about loading the box, putting 9 people in the box. Go back and watch the Arizona Cardinals game with Ezekiel Elliott. He consistently beat the 9-man front and beat the 9 in the box. Now, you really think about this too as well. When you put 9 in the box, you got 9 players in the box. Everybody must put a hat on a hat. Everybody better hit their assignment, because if you make the wrong move, that's touchdown. If Ezekiel Elliott can get out to the edge and you got 9 out there in the box, and if our front 5, our offensive linemen, if they block everybody and they put a hat on a hat and that tight end come out there and they make the right box, man, that's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to pump and elevate this thing, trying to talk to you guys like I'm just saying like, hey, cheerleader pom-poms for the Cowboys. I'm telling you guys the truth of the matter. And all it takes this year, is for everybody to be on the same page. None of this off the field shenanigans stuff. And Roger Goodell's putting his finger all into the mix of the Dallas Cowboys. If we can just play with our team and not having Roger Goodell having his thumb on us, then we can really see the team elevate. But let me just listen to these knuckleheads some more.
Better just by subtraction, because he will no longer fall again and again into the Dez Bryant trap.
I agree with that.
He will not force the football to 88 anymore because there's no more 88. He used the phrase I've been using on the show for weeks, which is he will spread the ball. I believe that's what he's best at. He's not Tom Brady, but he is, to me, Brady-esque in that he's best at speed reading and finding the most open receiver. And Tom Brady has made stars out of little guys that you don't have a lot of use for.
Well, I like those guys are good. He got the number one receiving core.
Yeah?
That's what they said.
I don't know.
George, we just did. Oh, yeah, you shot. Skip, man, we just did.
Skip.
You gonna say you talking about you don't have any idea? We just did the topic.
I laughed out loud at that when I saw that. You lost Brandon Cooks and Danny Amendola, and all of a sudden you're telling me you got the number one receiver.
You got Julian Edelman. You say you love little Julian.
I do.
And you say you like him better than Julio.
Wrecked his knee, and I don't know if is he going to be the same
with the
medal. Going to have his quickness back.
Wes Welker got his back. I don't see any reason why he wouldn't.
No, really.
Oh, but let me ask you a question.
Malcolm Mitchell, you're saying he's going to be a go-to receiver?
Became a big. What about Gronk?
Big?
What about the old Gronk?
Okay, I guess you got Gronk. I'll give you that. Does that make him number one overall?
Yeah,
no.
Old Gronk. Gronk, two people.
Okay, so look what he has to work with. So what you have to do is look at every glass is half full. Did Allen Hurns have one big year in Jacksonville? He did. He caught 1,000 yards worth of balls. And guess what? He caught him from Blake Bortles. So maybe this will be an upgrade that will bring him back to life.
Well, maybe Allen Hurns said you a downgrade from Blake Bortles.
He didn't.
Come on, Skip. Come on, man. There's nobody. I seen Blake Bortles play, man. And I do know that a lot of people like to bring up the stats aspect of it. And they say, well, Blake Bortles can put the ball on the money if he given time. If Blake Bortles was behind this offensive line, we'd see a better play in Blake Bortles. Man, come on. I do know that somebody going to craft some stats up together and say that Dak Prescott is kind of like him and Blake Bortles, the same person. I understand. I understand, but no way in life. Come on, guys. Come on. We can see the hate. There's no way, man. You can't craft this narrative that Dak Prescott and Blake Bortles is the same type of quarterback. I do know that people are going to pull out the stats with dink and dunk and stuff like that. Look, the greatest dink and dunker of all times, if you think I'm lying, go and pull up Tom Brady first 5-year stats. Go pull up Joe Montana. And I know I'm going to get a lot of people try to crucify me for that. But Joe Montana, he wasn't just launching that jaunt down the field. I was going to say something else, but I'm trying to keep it PG-13 if you guys know what I mean. There's ways, and of course, I do know that it's West Coast offense. At West Coast offense is pretty much your receivers being the best, your receivers being your running back in a sense. And Roger Craig, he was a hell of a guy that can catch the ball out of the backfield for those who don't know. I'm going to tell you guys something else too as well while I'm sitting here constantly putting on my mind what I'm going to tell you guys about this wide receiving core. There's another receiver on our team that a lot of people are not talking about. And if you go back, I should just craft up some film to validate, show you guys or verify to you guys what I'm talking about. Ezekiel Elliott. Don't sleep on Ezekiel Elliott catching the ball in the backfield. To me personally, believe it or not, it's just not Ripley's, believe it or not. Ezekiel Elliott may just be the best slot receiver you have on this team. I'm telling you guys the truth. Ezekiel Elliott, believe it or not. Look at his numbers when he catches the ball in the backfield and watch how he's able to swerve up and create space on his own and capture the edge and take it to the house. He did it against the 49ers. He did it against the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's just all of a matter of a time of this guy getting together and getting away from the off the field issues. Ezekiel Elliott, mark my word, quote unquote, probably be the best slot receiver guy that's on this team. He can do those things out of the backfield. And guess what? Who else we got that can catch the ball out of the backfield? Jamez Olawale. Rod Smith, all these guys can catch and got short area quickness, burst, acceleration. These guys can be your slot guys too as well. So let's not just sleep on that. That will count towards being a wide receiver for this team. I digress. Let's listen to some more Skip Bayless and Shannon
Say
Sharp.
I said, what if he had him?
Well, he didn't. And Deontay Thompson had a couple of big. He had
I'm not
one
worried
big
about
game in
Deontay
Chicago
Thompson.
against Green Bay.
So now you.
I'm just saying he showed you on an NFL stage against their arch rival, the Green Bay Packers. He had a 100-yard game. And then he had a 100-yard game for the Buffalo Bills last year against Tampa. But he did it.
So
So I say, okay, he can run a little bit. Tavon Austin, can he revert to West Virginia? Tavon, I don't know.
No.
Yeah.
So let me get this right. The dude was out here with what's the head coach name at LA? The head coach.
Which head coach?
McVay. Sean McVay.
Yeah, Sean McVay.
Sean McVay, Skip, with his imagination.
Yeah.
He couldn't find a way
no.
to get Tavon Austin. But you believe Scott Linehan will.
I don't know. It's something.
You
It's
hope
better.
it.
That's the only point that I get this guy with these glasses on. I will say this Shannon Sharp or little Shannon Sharp, however Skip Bayless did say that this McVay guy. Now, this is my counter argument to that too as well. I think McVay, he coached up Chris Thompson of the Redskins. Name me what Chris Thompson was doing, right? Chris Thompson was balling out of control last year, right? But he wasn't doing it with McVay, so that argument can be at a moot point. But I will give him this a little slight debate on the aspect of, hey, if McVay wasn't able to give Tavon Austin the ball, but you had Todd Gurley, who was pretty much quote unquote a beast out there in the backfield, and he can Mr. Everything out there too as well. And they was really just trying to put the bubble wrap around Tavon Austin. He'd been there for a while. Sometimes a change of scenery is good for him. He's been in the league for like what, 5-6 years now, going on 5 years, something like that. But look, don't panic, guys, because I really love everybody doubting the Cowboys. I love this. I eat this stuff up, man, because the simple fact that this is right here. We do know that Deontay Thompson still is like, what, a 4-3 guy, 4-4 guy, give or take. I'm thinking that he's more on the 4-3 side of things. And the thing is, it's all about two as well. Regardless of what you try to elevate the LA Rams on, they still didn't have the Dallas Cowboys offensive line. Now you have Tavon Austin, and I trust me, I love Todd Gurley. I love what he brings out to the team, but he's I'm not gonna say he's no Ezekiel Elliott, but Ezekiel Elliott is a different type of runner than Todd Gurley. To me personally, Ezekiel Elliott is more of an aggressive type of runner. He's more get in the face. He's more of like, hey, we're gonna try to stop the run of Ezekiel Elliott. And we're going to put 9 in the box. And the best way you can stretch that thing out too as well is with the reverse sweep. We saw what Lucky Whitehead did, right? Let's not just fool ourselves what Lucky Whitehead did. You know, what he was able to do against Green Bay that game. You know, able to get behind the secondary. He still used his short area quickness, his speed, his reverse lateral moves and things like that, east and west or south or west and south. Or whatever, he was just jerking in and out, you know. And he was still able to get off to the edge. So just put this in your mind. Tavon Austin is years ahead of what Lucky Whitehead can do. And now you put Tavon Austin behind this offensive line with the actual RPO type of quarterback, run pass option type of quarterback that Dak Prescott is. I'm just telling you, man. I'm just telling you guys, just to be patient.
For nothing. And by the way, speaking of Cole Beasley, 2 years ago from Dak Prescott, he caught 75 balls and was considered the best slot receiver in the game. As Pierce, but Edelman will split out and play wide out. He'll do everything.
What Jarvis Landry going to do?
Well, I just, listen, Cole Beasley, again, I'm quoting the great Troy Aikman. He said he was just uncoverable in the slot 2 years ago by two guys. But last year, the ball was going to 88.
He's working on his rap album.
Well, I don't know what happened, but he is capable. And once upon a time, how about just last year, Terrence Williams, again, not the biggest T. Will.
Oh, he got problems.
He's got problems.
I mean, he's falling off a bicycle. Somebody stole his car.
Okay,
they wrecked it, called him. He got on the bike, fell over the bike. Did you see that video?
I saw it.
I mean, how you?
Okay, I can't defend it, but I can also tell you, did you watch the Kansas City game at Dallas last year?
Yeah.
Because I thought that was the best game my Cowboys played all year. That was a tour de force game against Alex Smith and company, and little T. Will caught, 9 balls for 141 yards.
Whoa.
I'm gonna pause this right here, and you guys know for sure that the Kansas City DBs, they're not slaw. They was pretty good DBs out there and a good safety too as well, I must add to as well.
Capable of doing that?
What was Skip?
And then he hurt his foot and needed surgery.
And then I remember after that game, you started calling him T-Won't.
I did.
Yeah, and so now
I started calling him after the Green Bay game when a ball went right through his hands to Demarius Randall. He's having his problems up in Cleveland right now, but he waltzed into the end zone.
So now you love T-Will, you love Cole Beasley.
I have no choice. I don't know. I love Michael Gallup, the third-round pick out of Colorado State.
Well, unless he's doing a poll, that's the only Gallup I know, Joy.
Mm-hmm.
And he ain't doing any polls, so I don't know anything about him.
Michael Gallup last year at Colorado State had 6 games over 100 yards and 2 games over 200 yards.
Get him, Skip.
I don't know. Potential,
so,
maybe.
Is he playing the CU Buffaloes?
No.
They don't have homecoming in the NFL.
He's playing. He had 263 against Nevada, but I don't think Nevada's on the Cowboys.
Exactly.
I'm not sure, but maybe.
Hold on. And you saw the poll. They listed your receivers as way on down there.
Well, they should be listed. I'm glad. Don't have any expectations, and we're going to shock the world. So
no, you
there
got
is
some
one
expectations.
secret weapon, and you never bring him up, but you should be because he's going to haunt you, and you're going to have bad dreams about him. Rico Gathers out of Baylor University, out of New Orleans originally, where he was the state of Louisiana's Mr. Basketball. Can you believe that? Mr. Basketball. Look at that.
Rico.
Huh. Wait, 6'6", 285? That's bigger than Shannon Sharp.
Yeah, it's way bigger.
That.
That's Gronk
Did you see
size.
that? Well, watch this. This is Rico Gathers.
Over the top.
Oh, he ran right by a DB. Well, what's going on with that?
Oh, my God.
Huh.
The thing is now with Rico, that Rico, man, he just always, man, I just want Rico to play. And I last year when he was not out there on the field, I was like, dog, it's gonna be another year of him trying to get his feet together, trying to get his mind together, trying to understand what it actually feels like playing in the National Football League, the speed of the game. And man, but if Rico is like the hitting weapon X for us. 6'7", 280 pounds. I know he runs like a sub 4.5 40. Got to be somewhere around that line. Maybe a 4.4. I don't know for sure what his 40 time is. Somebody can put that in the chat box. But if Rico can step this thing up, and I do know that everybody have their reservations a little bit slightly on his blocking. But if you guys go back, I have some film. This guy was blocking like low post using basketball moves as blocks. And I do know that that's just not a way that you really want to block. My thing is Rico, but what if this? What if this right here with Rico Suave? I'm not going to call him the Zeus because the Zeus don't get laid out. But he's built like Zeus. That's what the nickname that Michael Irvin gave him. But the Zeus don't get knocked out, right? Unless it's Kratos, right? But the thing is with this, with Rico, my only hope with Rico is that maybe and just maybe he's a gamer. You know, some people don't know how to practice well. And some people just look sloppy out there in practice, a la Dak Prescott. Right? So now if you're talking about Rico, when he was out there playing for preseason, I do know that scouts say this all the time. Scouts always say this. If you've seen it once, you can see it again. And I do know it was against preseason football players. But give this guy a chance to play again and give him a chance to play probably week 1 and week 2. I do know that those games, every game is valuable, but we need to have him out there in the field. That's why I said when we was mathematically eliminated from the playoff, it was so valuable to put him out there because now we can really see what he can do. Oh my goodness, but I'm so pumped up for Rico. I have my high hopes for him, but I just don't want him to break my heart. Rico runs a 4.6. Shout out to Mark, man, for that, man. Appreciate it, man. Hey, so he runs a 4.6. That's good, but he's 286 pounds, 6'7". So that 4.6, he's run faster than my guy Kyle Q, right? Kyle Q run a 4.75. So in foot race, he'll still beat him. So I just don't want to get my hopes all the way up and he just break my heart. Because you guys know what the lonely do for Christmas, you know. I don't want Law Nation to be crying around here, you know what I mean? Because Rico done broke my heart and put all my chips on the board for him. But as far as athletically or as far as his athleticism, To me personally, he's better than Schultz. And I'm talking about athletics. I'm not talking about tight end wise. He's better than Blake. He's better than Jeff Swain. If I want to have a guy that I'm just gonna play pickup football, I'm gonna say, give me the 6'7" guy. I'll figure out the rest later. But I'm liking Rico. He just got to get his mind together. He got to be in that playbook. I do know that he want to start he want to rap and all this good stuff, which is cool. And I don't blame guys who are trying to figure out alternative ways of making money. Hey, it's a capitalistic society. Football, you playing today, you're going tomorrow. We understand that, right? But I really want him to focus, and I don't know what he's doing out there on his pastime or his time away from football, but I just want him to play. I want him to ball. He got the tools. He got everything I would like to be. If I was 6'7", 285 pounds, I'd be playing for somebody's football team.
Secret weapon.
If you don't mind me asking,
he had a terrible head injury suffered in training camp last year that cost him the whole year.
What did you know? How do you know he's going to be healthy?
I don't. He says he's okay. We'll see.
He's a neurologist now. He was
Okay.
Mr. Basketball.
Okay. You better be
Not
careful
Mr.
what you're
Medicine.
saying. Listen, Rico Gathers could be a star in this league. I saw star potential. I saw monster potential. So he might be.
You saw that in the preseason.
And I've seen several reports saying the Cowboys are just sort of laying in the weeds with Rico Gathers, that they think he is going to be their savior next year of their receiving corps. He will be the next Jason Witten because he can obviously
put him
do
that high,
things
Skip.
Jason couldn't do, right?
Yeah.
6'6", 285, runs, catches, jumps. Wow. Okay.
I mean,
Huh?
you know what's
You're getting scared.
You get Skip. You can't get high on your own supply. You starting to buy these Cowboys. I mean, you gonna talk yourself into losing about 12 cases of Sprite.
I don't know about
I do.
my own supply.
Yeah,
I don't have my
that's your supply to Cowboys.
Oh, okay.
And you getting high on them right now. You talking yourself into a butt cutting.
I am not. I know I have a quarterback, and I know he spreads the ball best. That's what he does best. He takes what
He ain't
the
no
people-
Carson Wentz, but he okay.
Oh, please.
He ain't walking to
This
it.
guy's accurate. This guy's poised.
You know what, Skip? I know you love this stat right here. I think the stat is
Come on, give me the stats.
QBR.
Yep.
If you don't mind me asking, who led the NFL last year in QBR?
He didn't have to play the last couple of games.
That's shabby.
Oh, like you was gonna Skip?
He might have lost it.
No, don't do.
Well, guess what? Dak Prescott lost the QBR championship the year before, the last game at Philadelphia. That cost him the championship because they mailed it in.
Because when you throw a bunch of incompletions, that go against
No,
you.
because
Or walk it to him.
didn't play enough.
Or walk it to him.
Yeah.
But long handoff. Where you think Nick Foles got that from?
Dak Prescott doesn't have a backup quarterback who won the Super Bowl in place of Dak.
Well, Philly
What does that
don't.
say for you?
Philly doesn't have a starting quarterback that would have got him to the Super Bowl.
All I know is that Dak Prescott finished third in QBR and then last year plummeted as you gave him an F for the year to fourth.
My guy, I don't know where my guy
Terrible.
finished
What
the
a
year
terrible
before,
year.
but he was just fooling around. He said, I'm going to get serious, and then he let it.
So who has the best average QBR of their first 2 years in the league? Is it Dak or is it Carson Wentz?
My guy
Because
finished
as I
second
recall,
in the MVP.
And 2 years ago, as a rookie, Dak.
Hey, this is the one thing that it's just crazy with Skip Bayless. He always trying to finagle his way into this conversation. But the thing is with this, man, we'll wait for year 3. This is year 3 coming around. We'll see. This would settle all the debates of everything right here. If Dak Prescott really shows up and show out, I don't want to hear the fact that everybody's saying that Law is because of the offensive line or it's because of Ezekiel. If he just shows up and show out, and then I want to throw up in the same thing that everybody was saying about last year. That I want everybody to say that then. Well, it's the offensive line. Well, it's the Ezekiel. I want people to continue to say the same thing. Don't pump them up and say, okay, look at Dak Prescott, but I neither here nor there. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Just trust me.
Carson Wentz had what was it, like 20th QBR? Wasn't he 20th or worse? 25th?
See, I told you, and all the evaluators tried to tell you that they asked Carson to do more than Dak. So when they remove that hedge, you remember what we said? You say if you remove the hedge, he was talking to him, Skip. You remember? Job. He said the devil came and he said, if you remove the hedge, he will curse his very maker. He refused to. And he was
That's true.
replayed with plentiful, bountiful joy. They said, ooh, gave him tenfold what he had. When they removed that hedge of 2-1, Dak Prescott looked like a different quarterback.
Come on.
My
now.
receiving core
Reaching.
is the loaf of bread that will feed the masses.
They ain't feed
you know
nothing.
that story?
Nah, I don't eat bread no more. I stopped eating bread.
Okay, good for you.
I'm going
You know what?
grain free.
Look here, man. This is the thing. When you're talking about removing the quarterback's best friend, I guess you can say the number one weaponry. If you take Gronk off the New England Patriots and you take pretty much, let's say, who else we can take away, because Tom Brady's still proving that he can throw the ball and do all this meticulous stuff. Let's just go back to young Tom Brady. Like, if you take Corey Dillon off the team, if you take some of those veteran guys off his team when he was coming up, of course you probably don't see the same Tom Brady. Or let's go back to this right here. People fail to realize this. With Peyton Manning, you move Edgerrin James out of the mix, right? You remember Edgerrin James, right? You take Reggie Wayne from him. If you take a Marvin Harris from him, would Peyton Manning still would have been Peyton Manning? We can play this game left and right all day. Well, look, the thing what the Philadelphia Eagles did was they said, okay, they did the same philosophy that we was trying to do in 2016. They surrounded Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz always had a decent offensive line. Their defense was very, very stout. Trust me, I'll trade out defense any day if you're talking about from last year defense to this defense, whatever, as far as what they did. And then don't forget that the Philadelphia Eagles went and got Sidney Jones too as well, who's a lockdown corner too as well. We're going to talk about that later on another show. But what they did was they said, okay, we've surrounded Carson Wentz with depth now as far as wide receivers. They went and got out Alshon Jeffries. They went and got a quick, fast guy that can take the top off the defense. But still, none of those guys on the outside had 1,000 yards. He controlled this game through his running backs. He had a plethora of running backs. He had LeGarrette Blount, who's a seasonal guy who already had Super Bowl experience, playoff experience. He put him in the backfield, and plus you had this other guy. They had guys that was out there, and I do know that everybody gonna say, hold on, Law, wait a minute. Cowboys lost some players too, and the Eagles lost some players too, but the Eagles found a way to win. No, the Eagles had better depths in each one of their positions. Across the board, they had a better backup tackle as far as it relates to offensive line. They had better depths in linebacker core. And then on top of that, they got rid of a lot of money. They got from under the Maxwell contract. They got from under the other contracts that they had on the team. We were still paying Tony Romo last year. We are still paying the other guys. I think that Miles Austin, believe it or not, just rolled off our books. So we had a series of guys that we were still playing for. So we had to go out and get these trash free agent players that was on our team. And that's just the bottom line. We were still playing for Cedric Thornton, who we took from the Packers, who we took from the Philadelphia Eagles. We were still paying the other guy who was drinking and driving, had the DUI, the Nolan Carrolls of the world. So we had some misuse of funds. And I'm not trying to embed or try to put down the fact that our GM, who's really not a GM, whoever handles our funds, was really not watching the funds how they're supposed to. Because if we look at the Philadelphia Eagles, I call them filthy for a reason. They was able to filtrate all that filth out of their team and get from under those contracts, which helped them out along the road. So neither here nor there. We will really see the strength of schedule. They should play a stronger schedule this year. And everybody knows pretty much the philosophy the Eagles going to try to run this year. And we're going to see what Carson Wentz going to do this year. We're going to wait and see. And I can't wait. They're going to have more primetime games. They're going to have a stronger schedule. And we're going to see. We're going to see who the real deal Holyfield is now. We're going to watch. I can't wait to watch it and see what
happens. When I gave this breakdown, this actually sounded good to me. I think that's the potential.
You got your own supply. You know what, Skip? Them Cowboys, that's gonna be your downfall right there. That's how I'm gonna get on.
See that? See this right here? You're gonna have to see that a whole lot next year, along with a whole lot of this.
You're like, Lord, please don't let Zeke get in trouble. That's what he's doing.
He's probably saying that. Why that?
But on Philly gonna have a better record than y'all too. You want to get his spot on?
All I know is I can't wait for our next guest.
All right, so that's the end of that show, man. I shout out to everybody that's in the chat box. I'm going to see who all there, give you guys a quick shout out to as well. D-Boys201, man, shout out to you. Gonzalez, shout out to you too as well. Henson, Ondak, I think that's how you say your name. Dan Neck. And Owen, shout out to you. Hulk Rage Cowboys. Urgh. The Hulk is in the building. Infinity Truth, man. Shout out to you. Wayne Hughes, Michael Jackson. Producer by Jerem. Shout out to you too as well. Aaron Ray, shout out to you too as well. Gerald, my brother, man. Shout out to you too as well. Ricardo, Gerald Beasley, you know what I'm talking about. Steve, what's up, man? Shout out to you, man, too as well. Alex, Dan Fran, Dallas fan since 2001. Zoom Dog, what's up, dog? Brad, Elf, who else we got in the house? Clement, Rooster, what's up? And Mac, man, everybody in here. Al Mayweather, I like that name. Al Mayweather. All right, so who else we got? Beltrain, what's up, man? Hey, don't forget to put down where you guys are from too as well. Let them know that we are America's team. We got people from all over the globe. Shout out to Oak Cliff too as well. Loved one. Shout out to, who's that? Jim. Jim. I ain't gonna say the last part of it, but hey, what's up, man? PJ, what's up, man? Italian Cowboys, man. Hey, shout out to you, man. You can always hit the rewind button because I just talked about what the undisputed first take / whatever this type of show is all about. Had some people to hit me up and say, hey, review this. I always like to listen to the fans. You know what I mean? Vegas, man, we got DJ Cobbs. What's up, man? Austin, Texas, we all over the globe in this piece, man. Let me just go and get relaxed, man. Just how you know when you tie that bow tie right. It's always better to be seen and not viewed. You guys know how this thing go. Hey, it is what it is. Paris, France, man. We're on the other side of the world, man. We got everybody. El Paso, Tokyo. I don't know what time it is right now in Tokyo, but what's up, Wang? What's up, Wang and things? What's up, man? Mosley, what's good? Shout out to you. Let Jam, J-Dub. What's up?